everybody, welcome back to Taz's Wig Closet at Wig Studio One. I have a treat for you today, a treat for me too. This is a brand new human hair wig by Jon Renau. It's a part of their new favorites collection released early 2021. This one is the Carrie style. It's in the hand-tied version in the color Palm Springs Blonde. There's so much to know about this style. I'll try to fit it all in coming up. This style was sent to me by Andrea from Wig Studio One for this review today. I'll put all of the links below to the Jon Renau collection as well as this particular style. You can go out to check out more details and pricing. We invite you to shop at Wig Studio One. If you have any question for us, please reach out to support@wigstudio1.com. And from any product page on the website, you can scroll down, hit the help button, and be connected with a live chat. Jon Renau CARRIE Hand-Tied is a medium length, kind of shoulder skimming layered style with lots of beautiful, beautiful cap features. So most of you know that I'm not really a big reviewer of human hair. I always like to say that I would probably rather have 4 or 5 synthetics in my collection rather than one human hair piece. Because with my lifestyle, I really enjoy switching it up all the time, but there's something just so luxurious and decadent about a really well done human hair piece. And also, human hair pieces do tend to last a little longer than synthetic. So this Carrie is directly out of the box. I didn't do a thing to it. I took it out, removed the tags, inspected it really well, and then I had it sitting back here on a mannequin head for a couple of weeks. And I haven't used any product. I did not style it. This is exactly the way it's gonna look for you right out of the box. I wanted the chance to show you the packaging. So it looks a little bit different than the typical Jon Renau box. It's more of a metallic silver look. You'll see the emblem there with smart lace human hair. And then there's the tag, the Carrie Hand-Tied FS17 101 S18, which is the Palm Springs Blonde. There's so much to say. I don't even know where to start with this wig, but I did want to show you the inside of the packaging just so you have an idea of the typical Jon Renau paper. It came well packaged. The wig was very nice and secure with the net and the tissue paper inside to help it hold its shape and form. Also a little care pamphlet in there. So that's what the box and packaging looks like. So as a part of Jon Renau's favorites collection, they have taken some of their most popular styles and made them better or made them in different sizes to accommodate more wearers. And in the case of Carrie, the original Carrie by Jon Renau was not hand-tied. The original Carrie just had a lace front, full monofilament top, open wefted sides and back. Also, and the most critical difference, I think, is that the original Carrie was not made from Remy quality human hair. So this, like I say, has been quite a learning experience for me. So what I'm learning is that not all human hair quality is the same. You have something that claims that it's human hair. That means it could have been taken from a variety of sources. Cuticle doesn't line up. It's very heavily processed with, in some cases, acid, and it doesn't last quite as long. It doesn't have the sheen, it doesn't have the luster, and it doesn't have the smooth feel and finish of real Remy quality human hair. So this Carrie is Remy quality human hair, meaning that it can be taken from a variety of sources, but they're very careful to minimally process the hair and also to make sure all of the cuticles, which is the outer layer of each hair shaft, are completely lined up. This prevents, it gives a better look and a better feel to the hair, but it also prevents snagging, tangling, and snarling of the hair. So definitely you're gonna tell a huge difference between something that claims that it's human hair and then something that is Remy quality human hair. Now, I believe that Jon Renau probably sources their human hair from either Asian or Indian origins. So if you have any ethical concerns about human hair, in particular the Carrie, you may want to reach out to Jon Renau and get those details in terms of where exactly it's coming from and the harvesting process and that kind of thing. Now, Jon Renau recommends that you do what they call a check wash on all of their human hair. And typically they recommend within the first 14 days that you will do a check wash on the hair. In other words, run cold water through it, shampoo it, and then take your fingers and run it through the hair several times, because there's a condition called inversion that is just a flaw in the processing of the human hair that can create a lot of tangling and snarling of the hair. So you definitely want to do that. That would be considered a defect, in which case you could get a replacement. So that's why they recommend that you do a check wash to check for this flaw or this inversion, as they call it. Now, I have not done a check wash on this one yet. I wanted to show it to you right out of the box, but today I just want you to get familiar with this style. So many of you out there are familiar with human hair, and you may wear human hair wigs exclusively, so none of this is new to you. But Carrie has about 11 inches here on the front layer. It's a nicely layered shoulder skimming style here. Now overall, it's going to run right around 14 inches from the crown to the tip of the hair in the back, as I measured it on my own head. There's some additional layers here on the sides as well. So like I said, this is right out of the box. I kind of wanted to part a little bit left of center, which is where I would typically part it. Carrie weighs about 4.8 ounces, has a smart lace front that's temple to temple, a full single hand-tied monofilament top, and then a mesh base where they've hand-tied knots all throughout that base. There's no traditional wefting at all in this one. So I want to show you the lace front, and I'll definitely give you an inside look at the cap. So here's the lace front. So what you want to know is that the knots are very fine. That lace front is heavily contoured for a nice natural look. They did a wonderful job splicing in the hair. It almost looks like there's little baby hairs there. All the seams are covered. The lace just blends nicely into the skin tone. And then there's a seam that adjoins to that single monofilament top. Now the hand-tied features here are very typical of Jon Renau. I love Jon Renau's hand-tied caps. They're super comfortable. They look very, very natural. They're very consistent. This is really, really ideal, not only from a comfort standpoint, but from a realism standpoint too. The wind could blow and lift the hair, and it's really not going to reveal anything, but a nice flesh covered cap that looks like it's growing right from your scalp. So I have heard, and you have probably heard as well, the colors, the same color and code on a human hairstyle, it doesn't look the same as it does on synthetic. So this is the Palm Springs Blonde FS17 101 S18, and you're thinking, wow, Taz, that looks nothing like the Palm Springs Blonde in a synthetic style. And that's exactly right. This is very golden. It has a lot of yellow cast to it. If I had just to give you a description from my eye without reading a description, I would say that this is maybe a sandy brown with some medium and light gold blonde highlights. There's a lot of yellow in this color, and that's just because the human hair takes the color a little bit differently. Now, Jon Renau has listened to us on this and has come up with a shampoo, and I'll post it here, and I plan on purchasing some. It's more of a violet toning shampoo, which will rid of all of this brassy yellowish, make it a little more ashy in tone. You all know from maybe trying to bleach, lift, or lighten your own natural hair that when you do lighten your natural hair, sometimes you can get a lot of brassiness, and it requires an all-over toner as a part of that color process to make it look ash in tone. I think that's what's going to happen here as well. Now all of that is on a medium brown root. So even the root looks a little more golden brown than you would typically find on Palm Springs Blonde in a synthetic, which looks more ashy. So I'm just looking at this overall wig as a blank slate, the most beautiful, some of the most beautiful hair that I have ever felt or seen. And now the world is my oyster. I can tone it, I can treat it, I can style it to my taste and preference. I want to describe this hair a little bit. So the natural cuticle is intact on human hair. Now the cuticle is the outer layer of the hair. So if you run your finger down the hair, it feels soft, it feels very smooth, and that is the action of the cuticle. It's actually the protective layer that we all have on our natural hair. And so therefore, this hair is going to feel very silky and soft and smooth. Each one of the fiber is more medium to fine. I can run my fingers through gloriously. It feels like it's got a velvety touch to it. But it just seems like it's a lighter density, meaning it's just not too thick. Now, a lot of human hair wigs will give you a percentage, like a density percentage. And I do not have any information on the density percentage on this Carrie hand-tied. Also, no permatease. There's no permatease anywhere on this cap with Carrie. You reach in and you're feeling some of those cluster knots. It just feels like it's coming directly from your scalp. I don't think I've ever been able to experience something quite as realistic as this piece. So as a wig wearer, over time, you just naturally develop an instinct on how to wear your wigs to make sure your wefts don't show and this kind of thing. And so with this one, it's like, yeah, you don't even have to give it a second thought. The wind could lift the hair, you could style it in an updo. It's just going to look amazingly natural no matter what. You can just reach in and maybe scratch your scalp if you get a little bit of an itch without trying to find a weft and getting in there in the middle. So this is just a highly, highly realistic piece. Now, I'm not terribly bothered by the fact that there's no permatease here and the fact that it's completely flat on top. Because, like I said, this is a blank slate. I can go in on this piece and add some contour, add some volume, add some lift, and just truly, truly make it my own. I can't wait to get started on that. Now, I did purchase the Jon Renau Human Hair Care System, and it contains the Argan Smooth shampoo, the Argan Smooth Luxury Conditioner, the Blown Away Blow Dry Balm, and also the Argan Smooth Treatment Mist. Human hair tends to dry out probably more quickly than synthetic. So you want to make sure that you're replacing the moisture in your human hair to give the most longevity. Here's a look at this beautiful hand-tied cap on Carrie by Jon Renau. There's that temple-to-temple lace front. It does not extend back into the ear tab. It's beautifully and drastically contoured here for the most natural look. Nice fine knotting there at the lace front. A seam adjoins the hand-tied single monofilament top. And then a mesh base with cluster knots throughout. Let's take a look. Here's an up-close look at some of the cluster knots. Nice stretchy material at the back. You're going to see a little bit of extra material there, probably just for more support on the cap without sacrificing the realistic look of it. and then an extended felted nape and Velcro style adjusters. All the elastic is covered. This is a super comfortable cap. I did have to cinch it in a little bit to accommodate a petite average circumference. I would say that it's quite average right out of the box. I would have no way of measuring for large. So I think I'll just go ahead and manipulate the hair a little bit so you can see the texture and the movement. Again, I'm your eyes and your sense of touch here. Thanks so much for joining me today for a look at Carrie Hand Tied by Jon Renau right out of the box. We'll see you next time on Taz's Wig Closet at Wig Studio 1.